What's the big deal about having an attitude of gratitude? Yeah, we're talking about it today. What does it look like for a Christian entrepreneur to be full of gratitude? Marketing can be a ministry, right? If it's rooted in truth and gratitude. So today I'm going to just share inside the show a little story from my childhood that involves Uncle Tom and Candy in Door County. Um, and yeah, I'm titling this episode of the Carrie Message Market Show as Kingdom Business Gratitude. And we're actually on episode 19, y'all. Whoa, that's crazy. Um, so yeah, it's gonna be great. All right. Welcome back to the Carrie Message Market Show with Krista, right? Your Carrie Messenger copywriter host, right? Yeah. Um, And this show, right, I've created for the entrepreneurial spirited individual who's passionate about infusing their faith into the world's marketplace and creating greater kingdom impact. And I like to keep these episodes bite-sized, short, digestible, 5 minutes ish or so that you can take some tangible things with you into your own business in the marketplace. So, without further ado, let's open our hearts and our earballs, and dive into the show. All right, so it's Thanksgiving week, right? Okay, so I thought, what can we do about like gratitude, right? And I'm going to share a quick story with you just from when I was a kid. Grew up in Wisconsin, and my family, we used to go vacation in this the thumb of Wisconsin. Okay, oh my gosh, my accent just came out of my nose. That's crazy. And we used to go to this candy shop called Uncle Tom's, and I just remember he, like, he was an entrepreneur. He was, elderly man at the time, even when I was a kid, but he was this, fudge maker, candy maker, and he. Every time we would come in the store as kids, he would always say, attitude is gratitude. And I didn't really get that at the time, but like, it was just a catchy saying, whatever. And then he had Aunt Marge, and I think she was a helper in the store. And it was a cute, it was like an old schoolhouse. And I don't know, I just, nostalgia always comes back, like when we get to go home and visit. Just like the smell of it, and just like he always had, free popcorn and like fudge samples, and it was just, and then he had like a lot about the community in that part of Wisconsin, and it was just very heartwarming, and you always just felt really good, you know, leaving there, obviously with your little sweet treats and stuff like that. But you could definitely feel his heart and feel his love, and that little phrase, it's neat to see it being used like today. I see kind of a lot, just, attitude is gratitude, gratitude is attitude. And it's so true. So yeah, I just want to share that story with y'all today as we just remember, to be grateful, not just, during this time of the year, but like all the time, right? 365 days a year. Because there is so much to be thankful for. And I think sometimes, when you're just in the muck of life and business and all the things, like, we can sometimes forget that. So I just want to remind us, right? Let's focus on all of our blessings, because I guarantee you they're probably more than the things that you're grumbling about and complaining about. So sometimes it's just helpful to write them down, like have like a little gratitude journal where you can, when you're having a rough day, you can just pull them out and be like, oh my gosh, yeah, I'm so thankful, right, for XYZ, your loved ones, your provisions, um, your business relationships and stuff like that. And then as far as like being filled with gratitude as a Christian entrepreneur and business owner, that could look different for everybody. But think about referrals. Like, who could you provide a referral for? How could you say thank you to past and present clients? Maybe it's a note, maybe it's a gift card, maybe it's, I don't know, sending them a little plant or something. It's going to look different for everybody, but I think just having that, something to say thank you just really goes a long way. And then also, right, just serving all of, your clients or whoever you're connected with excellence and integrity. And just, as a Christian entrepreneur, we might be the only Bible that anybody ever reads. And so it's just something to be mindful of, to think like, okay, are my actions, are my, business ethics, are they representing how, Jesus would do things, right? So yeah, that was on my heart today, and I'm probably going over my time limit. So I will close and just say, whatever part of the world you're in, maybe don't celebrate Thanksgiving, or maybe have Friendsgiving. But gratitude, right? That we can all be, just thankful and able to focus on that. So I'm going to leave you with that. Thanks so much for taking the time and making the time to care. Super important. And also, as always, right, if you want to support me and get on my email list, right, carriemessenger.com, it's in the show notes. Lots of ways to interact with me, or if you want to hire me, right, for copywriting job, services, retaining options per month. I have those as well. Pay it forward, right? Share the love of Christ, pray, right? Send me a referral, be great. Follow me on socials, whatever. But thank you for being with me and supporting me. I'm very grateful for you. And I will talk to y'all next week. Bye.